we anticipate that our receivables, which are about 400 million now, will probably get to 600 million in the next couple of years. And the reason for that is what I've just been saying, is that there's significant growth available in the Advantage business, but also in Aspen too, but particularly in the Advantage business.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by SNU Chairman Anthony Coombs. Anthony, very good to speak with you. Since December, the numbers have surprised on the upside again. What's actually driving the momentum on the ground at Advantage and Aspen?
Well, thank you, Stephen. I mean, I think we're pleased with progress. We think that will be reflected in the annual results. Obviously, they've got to be audited, but we think that they'll be meet or at least probably beat expectations. And the reason for that is that I think confidence has returned to the group. There's no doubt about that. Following 2 years of regulatory interference from the FCA and others, that's now been put to bed. Confidence is returning to the business. We're very happy with our affordability criteria and our credit scoring, which have both been updated. And as a result, the business is flowing, and so it ought to be, because they're a wonderful business at Advantage. At Aspen, it's a sluggish market. I mean, the residential property market, and they've done very, very well indeed in the last year. Despite that, I mean, the amount of business that they've done has exceeded budget. They've got record collections, record sales. But they've had to work very, very hard for it in a market where confidence is not quite as good as we would like it to be. One, because of political reasons. Secondly, because of uncertainty about interest rates. And third, about the level of price increases, or in fact decreases in certain parts of the country, in the residential housing market. So they've done very well despite an Advantage doing very well alongside a return of confidence. So I think those are the real reasons. Also, Advantage have taken the opportunity over the last 2 years of refining their credit control, their IT systems. They go on AI projects on to improve efficiency, and all those things will have very good effects on the business in the long term, and that's why I'm very confident in the future.
Anthony's share price is up 20%, and you've talked about renewed interest in family-controlled businesses. What do you think investors are finally getting about SNU?
I think investors, one, are more interested in small caps and financial in the financial sector, small and mid caps. We're a mid cap business, which obviously has helped. Secondly, I think that they recognise what I just said, that the business has come out of a difficult period and is now resurging and is regaining its value. And third, I think that they recognise that will be translated in the future into a much bigger and stronger business. I mean, for instance, we anticipate that our receivables, which are about 400 million now, will probably get to 600 million in the next couple of years. And the reason for that is what I've just been saying, is that there's significant growth available in the Advantage business, but also in Aspen too, but particularly in the Advantage business.
I mean, Anthony, with those receivables over 400 million pounds, as you say, and heading for 600 million pounds, growth opportunities ahead. How do you balance pushing on with staying disciplined in a pretty uncertain UK economy?
Very, very good question. We do so by adjusting our credit scoring and adjusting our affordability criteria so far as Advantage is concerned, which I think is where it's mainly going to be felt. And they've certainly done that. And so we're well under control in terms of quality. I mean, one of the things that we've learned from 88 years in business is that it's easy to lend money, but it's more difficult to get it back unless you actually lend in a responsible way. And we've always done that. We regard our customers as friends, as our partners, not as somehow the opposition. And I think that will pay dividends.
And how's 2026 looking so far, Anthony?
2026 is very good. I mean, it's obviously a little bit more uncertain, as I said, on the Aspen side, because of the rather feeble and divided government we appear to have, despite their very large parliamentary majority. And that obviously has affected business confidence and consumer confidence a bit. And the downgrades from the Bank of England on our growth prospects in the country obviously don't help. So the background is uncertain, but the businesses are very certain about where they're going, and provided that the economy remains reasonably stable, we're confident about the future and achieving our targets.
Anthony, I'm sure you'll be chatting again very soon. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you, Stephen.
That's SNU Chairman Anthony Coombs.